It's a little challenging in Cebu to cook anything Indian because it's difficult to access the ingredients. But it's not impossible. You can buy the Indian ingredients in either the Indian stores or from Shopee. By the way, after being sick last week, I find it difficult to speak for too long and I'm still coughing. So I'm trying out AI voices. This should be fun. Ha ha. Anyway, it might be easier to simply order fresh dahi from the Indian store in Mabolo. A day advance notice is required. However, you can also try making your own. For this, you need fresh milk. Make sure to check the ingredients to see if it is whole milk, not reconstituted milk powder. Next, we need a yogurt starter. If you had a previous batch of dahi, some portion of it would be best. Otherwise, you can get this Nestl Greek yogurt. Be sure this is unflavored and contains live cultures. Most commercial yogurt don't contain live cultures, so do check the label. You can get this in the bigger supermarkets. Pour the milk into a pan and bring it to a boil. Watch out for overflow when it boils. Let it sit at the countertop and cool down until it's just warm to the touch. Add the yogurt in, mix well, and keep it covered on the countertop for about 6 to 8 hours. After that, you can put the yogurt in the refrigerator. It should be fine there for a few days or a week. To cook the chicken curry, we're simply following the instructions on the package. Don't worry about the exact measurements. You don't need to measure anything. In Indian cooking, the best results come from roughly estimating and taste testing. First, let's prepare 2 medium potatoes, peeled and quartered. We need the biryani mix, and I'm using a combined ginger garlic paste instead of separate pastes. I'm also using a cup of yogurt. I'm using chicken meat for the curry as it's easy to cook, but you can use beef or lamb. Wash the meat and make several slits. The slits help the meat cook thoroughly and absorb the flavors well. Add 4 tablespoons of ginger garlic paste, a cup of yogurt, and the potatoes. Get half a cup of water and put the biryani mix powder in it. Mix it and add it in. Mix this and set this aside. Now take 3 onions and finely slice them. Take 4 medium tomatoes and finely cube them. In a hot wok, pour a cup of oil and add the onions. Fry them until they're golden brown. Add the tomatoes and fry them until you see the tomato skin looking fried. Now add meat mixture and stir fry for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes of stir frying, you can add about a cup or 2 of water, just enough to boil the mixture and cook the meat. This should take about 15 to 20 minutes for the chicken. Once the chicken is cooked, set the wok aside. We're cooking a kilo of the biryani rice from the Indian store. Soak it in water for about half an hour. Heat up a lot of water in a big pot. Unlike regular rice, which you cook with just enough water, which gets fully absorbed by the rice, the biryani rice is best cooked in too much water. Add 3 tablespoons of table salt and add the soaked rice. It's okay if the water isn't boiling as long as it's hot enough to scald. Lower the heat and let the rice cook till about 3/4 done. It should be slightly chewy but no longer crunchy. Drain the cooked rice and set it aside. I also have some extra ingredients. Some cashews, which you can get from the Indian store or order in Shopee. It's hard to find plain cashews elsewhere in large quantities. And I also have a pack of Ram brand raisins. Don't get cheap raisins because they taste bitter. The branded raisins taste sweet. Heat up some oil and fry the cashews and raisins in it. Now in the empty pot, layer some rice about 2 inches thick. Spread some of the cashew and raisin mixture and then layer some pieces of the chicken and potatoes over the rice. Then add another layer of rice and repeat adding cashews, raisins, chicken, and potatoes. Note that you should not add the gravy itself onto the rice, otherwise the rice will absorb all the gravy and cake up. It will not be pretty. Use a slotted spoon to get the chicken and the potatoes. Add the remaining rice and spread the remaining cashews and raisins over it. This is optional, but you can try to filter the gravy using a strainer and a spoon. Add what's left in the strainer after the liquid is drained. This will add more flavor to the biryani. You can refrigerate the drained liquid for making a vegetable curry on another day soon. Now cover this pot of rice mixture and leave it on the stove on low heat for about 10 to 15 minutes. Remember to set a timer and turn it off before it burns at the bottom. The delicious biryani is now ready. A biryani is not complete without some lime pickle and some raita. To make raita, roughly chop half a white onion and slice a cucumber. Take about a cup of yogurt and add some cumin powder and some salt in it. Mix this and refrigerate. When you serve the hot biryani, serve the cold raita on the side, along with some lime pickles. The flavors contrast with each other, creating a gastronomical explosion of flavors in the mouth of whoever eats your biryani. I hope you have enjoyed watching my recipe and you'll give it a try. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel for more.